Hello guys, it's your girl Juni. Welcome back again to my channel. It's been a long time. Today I'll be showing you how to make this wraparound top. It's very easy and simple. So let's get to the tutorial. Here is the material I'll be making use of. It's a duchess material. So this is 1.5 yards of duchess. So the first thing I'm going to mark is to mark the starting point. I'm going to chalk the starting point. So this line will serve as starting point. So from the starting point, I will go down to chest line. Chest line is also known as the armhole line. I'll make use of 9 inches for the chest line. Then the next thing I'm going to mark is the full length. And the full length happens to be the waist line. So I'll go ahead and make the lines to be visible. So the next thing I'm going to mark is the shoulder line. The shoulder I'm working with is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8 inches. So on the chest line, I'll be inserting that 8 inches also. Then I'm going to connect it this way. So the next thing I'm going to do is to insert the bust measurements. Bust measurements divide by 4. Then plus the allowance that I will use to join the front and back. So on the waistline, I'll be inserting the waist measurements divide by 4 plus that the same allowance, and make use of 1.5 inches as allowance. So the next thing I'm going to do is to insert the neck width and make use of 3 inches by 1.5. This is the back pattern. 3 inches by 1.5. This is for the back, please. So on the shoulder, I will be coming down by 1 inch. That will serve as the shoulder slope. I'll connect it to the neck width this way. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure the remaining armhole, get the middle, then come in by half of an inch on the middle. Then I'll use it to get my armhole curve. You must not necessarily come in by half of an inch in the middle for the back pattern. I just want to spice this up. So this is it for the back. I'm going to cut it out now. So I'm done cutting it out here. I added half of an inch on the shoulder part for the shoulder joining. So the next thing I'm going to do is, with the help of the back pattern, I'm going to use it to trace out the front. So make sure that the middle part has enough allowance this way. That is where the wraparound will fall. So this is 8 inches that I mark. So I'm going to connect it this way. So from that 8 inches, I will come up by 4 inches. You can come up by 3 inches depending how covered you want your wraparound to be. So from the shoulder, I'll be coming down by 8 inches. You can make use of 6, 7, 8 depending on how deep you want your neckline to be. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fold the back pattern this way. Fold it this way. So I'm going to use pin to secure the folding. So I'll be tracing out the V neck now. So that is it. The next thing I'm going to do is to cut it out. We are done marking the measurements. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. Remember to add half of an inch for your joining, both the sleeve and the shoulder. So this is it. The next thing I'm going to do is to mark out the sleeve. The sleeve has elastic on the wrist side. So this is the length of the sleeve I'm working with. So for the cap, I came in by 4.5, then go down by 5 of an inch. So here I'll be inserting the upper arm measurements, then plus the allowance that I'll be using to stitch it. So I will trace it down because on the wrist side it needs to be a bit free, so that with the help of the elastic it will have a gathers there. So that is it for the sleeve. So I'll go ahead and cut it out, then we proceed in sewing it. I'll show you how I join the bodies. So this is the back pattern and this is the front that I'm placing this way. So the next thing I'm going to join is the shoulders. The first thing to join is the shoulders. I'll join it with the half of an inch that I added initial. So this is it. The next thing I'm going to do is to bias or fold depending on the material you're working with. I fold the necklines. You can use bias, you can make use of your bias. So after it, the next thing I'm going to do is to make a casing for the elastic. For the sleeve, I make casing for the elastic. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to join the sleeves to the main body. So this is it. So I'm going to join the allowance that I'll join it with the allowance that I added. So on this part, I will skip 3 inches. You can skip 2 inches, you can skip 2.5, but here I skip 2.5. Sorry, that will serve as opening where the wrap round rope will pass through, and on the other side I will stitch it throughout. So this is the rope we'll be making use of. It's 6 inches. By the time I join it, it will stop at 5 inches. Then the length is as much as long as you want. So by the time I stitch it, it will come back to 5 of an inch. Then 5 of an inch divided by 2, it will be 2.5 that I added here. So here I'm going to stitch down the allowance so that I will secure the opening. After which I will join the sleeve, then